Hi, crafty friends. Hope you are having a wonderful day. I have an idea that I would like to share with you. And the idea came from one of my followers. Her name is Deb Renstrom. We had a very nice conversation on the phone where we talked about some of her relatives that are essentially trapped in assisted living and nursing homes right now. And our conversation just started me thinking. So I want to share this idea with you, show you how to make some more of these cute little stuffed hearts. These are just a few. I'll tell you all about what I made them with and share the idea with you. Oh my word, I'm covered in pieces of fabric. Anyways, as you're hopping on, say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you have any questions along the way. Feel free to sprinkle. And if you want to participate in this idea I'm going to share, let me know that too. So, Deb was telling me about some relatives, I believe it was her mother-in-law, who was essentially all alone, trapped in her room at an assisted living kind of nursing home thing. Until the very day that she died. And so then she was telling me that she had made some little Valentine's Day things. I think they might have even been hearts, and she had taken them to a local nursing home, and that the residents there were just absolutely thrilled. So this is my idea, and I want to know if you want to participate. I went out yesterday shopping at some of my favorite thrift stores, Goodwill, Salvation Army, and then this North Fulton Family Charities. And I picked up a bunch of things. I'll show you. Some baby blankets that are just soft and cozy that were, everything's been washed thoroughly, just in case you're wondering. And this was like a little valance from a little girl's room, and it has this precious pink and white lining. This was one of those beautiful pillow shams in a light pink color. And then I got this beautiful throw that's sort of this mint green color. And I picked up a set of 4 almost brand new denim napkins. So here's the idea, and then let's make some. Wouldn't it be nice for anyone who had the ability, the time, the supplies to make 5 or 10, you don't have to make 100, but make 5 or 10 hearts, different shapes, different sizes, nothing fancy, and take it to your local nursing home and ask the staff there to please give them to any of the residents there that might seem like they're, sad or lonely or haven't been able to speak with relatives on the phone. And Deb also went so far as to write a little handwritten note for each resident, so we could do that too. Anyways, I feel almost like bawling. The whole story is so sad. But I can do a little something. And this just reminded me of a service that we had at our church. I don't know how long ago it was, where our pastor was talking about how sometimes we're stopped from doing a good deed or doing something kind for someone because we tell ourselves, well, I can't do it for everyone. So since I can't do it for everyone, it wouldn't be fair for me to just do it for a few. And what he ended up saying was that we should do for a few what we wish we could do for all. So yeah, I probably can't make 100 hearts. I don't even know how, there's a nursing home just within 2 miles of my house. I don't know how many residents they have there. I don't really know too much about it, but I probably couldn't make enough of these for everyone there. But I could brighten someone's day. And these fabrics, it's just so funny how God works. Oh my gosh, he is amazing. These fabrics are things that older residents would love. And this baby blanket especially, oh my word. I'll do some cute little button on it. I need to get some maybe light green ribbon or something to hang it from, because I want them to be able to hang it, you know, from, I don't know, their door or a cabinet or something. But these would just be something sweet for an older person who's lonely, just to know that someone out there was thinking about them. So Deb, thank you first of all for calling me, and then for getting me thinking about how sad that is, and how, though I can't do it for everyone, I can do something for a few. And and in God's providence, he also had me purchase these denim napkins. So for the men, I'll probably make 4 or 5 men hearts, but not feminine, not with lace or anything on them. And I was looking in my ribbon drawer, and I have this. I don't know if that would be appropriate for everyone or not. I'll have to look. This was some ribbon that my friend Irene sent me last summer, I believe it was. Anyway, so I'll probably make a couple that are for men too. And they're super easy. You don't need anything complicated to do this. So what do you guys think? Would you be interested in doing something like this? Okay, what about the COVID rules? Well, I think you just take them in a couple of Ziploc bags. And Deb was able to have the staff get the supplies to the people. Oh, Mavis says she took $1 cups and put flowers in them. That's so sweet. So don't put a button on them. Okay, you know, that's what Betty Ann says. I was wondering about that, whether that could be a choking hazard. So maybe I'll keep these two for myself, that I have put buttons on them. And the others I won't. I'll just do little bits of fabric. But these are not even sewn. They're just hot glued together. And they're just soft. And so, yeah, so what do you guys think? Is that something that you could get on board with? I know it's not something that everyone would want to do. But heck, I'm crafting. And I was going to be making stuffed hearts today again. So it just all worked out exactly how it should work out for me to have this phone call with Deb and then to start thinking. Okay, so how do you make these? Well, they're super easy. Essentially, I just put 2 pieces of fabric together, and then I cut out a rough shape of a heart. And this one came from a baby blanket that is so soft. I took the satin off the other side of it, but this is what it looks like. And so I just did something like this. I'm folding it so it's just a little bit off center. Let me move these other things out of the way a little bit. Where are my good scissors? Here they are. We all know how to cut out the shape of a heart. And if you fold it in half, then it will be symmetrical, or symmetrical-ish. And once you stuff them, it honestly does not matter at all. Okay, so here's a heart. And then all I would do is just lay this back down on my little piece of fabric somewhere where there's cute colors and a combination of colors. And can you guys see, if the comments, by the way, are in your way, you can swipe them either to the side or up or down, depending on what device you're watching this on. So get rid of them if they're bugging you. And I'm thinking, if you did want to participate in this, even if you can't get out, if you have a glue gun, some scissors, and some old blankets or fabric of any kind, or old shirts, you know, really anything that you could cut up in the shape of a heart. And if you don't have stuffing, but you have a pillow, I've done this before because I believe in using what you have whenever you can. take apart an old pillow and use the fluff out of there. Do wash everything really good. I didn't use fabric softener or anything crazy when I was washing this stuff, so I don't think it would present any problems to any residents. I have a little bit of eczema, so we use this detergent that is really gentle and isn't, you know, gonna have a ton of chemicals. But anyways, wash everything really good and make sure that that it doesn't smell like smoke or have perfume or anything in it. Okay, so here's the heart. Let me show you how we put that together, and then we'll do another one. We'll work on this one. And I won't do any more buttons now that I am persuaded that I shouldn't. The activity director at my mom's nursing home. Oh, I want to come back and see what you were saying. Hang on, everyone. The activity director at my mom's nursing home looks for craft donations for their monthly auction that residents bid. Oh, they bid their Monopoly money. Oh my gosh, I have so many projects that I've done here, you know, to show you guys how to do a craft or whatever, that are just sort of sitting and collecting dust. And I don't give those away because it's such a hassle to ship them. And also because I am kind of messy and I wouldn't want to have somebody receive something that was kind of messy. But I could possibly do that for a nursing home. So I'm gonna look into that. Thank you. Let's see. Well, that noise that you're hearing is our yard service blowing the leaves off the back of our deck, or whatever it is, pine needles that are on the back of our deck. Sorry. So I'm just going around the edge with hot glue, and I'm using low temperature hot glue. This is a Sure Bonder Cool Shot glue gun. It's a low temperature. I feel like it's even maybe a little bit lower than a low temperature, so it does not hurt when you get it on your fingers. So collectively, I think I was looking today because we're about to cross a big milestone at DiyDreaming. I think there's like 49,190 people who like DiyDreaming, and I don't know, 80,000 that follow it. But anyways, if we're about to hit the 50,000 mark, which would be super great, but if even just 1% of the people that follow this page did something along this line, now or for a future holiday or something, you know, for all those people, gosh, I just think it would be so sweet, and I would be so happy if we could collectively do that. Okay, now I don't want to keep talking too long and forget not to glue the whole thing shut. So I have found that when you're making hearts, it is easier to leave a side open than to leave the point or the top. It's easier to stuff them when you do that. All right, and I will trim the edges up good. Hang on just a second. I think my dogs are into something. Oh, you get out of there. Sure enough, Mia had snuck into the downstairs powder room, and she found a wrapper for a dog bone, and she was chewing it, and I was hearing this little crunches in the bathroom right next door. So I'm just trimming off the areas where I didn't cut this out very well. All right, and then, and I know I've been pretty focused on what I've been doing, so I haven't been able to read a lot of your comments, but as soon as I get off, I will sit down like always and read what everyone has to say, and I'll answer any questions that you might have. And I'd be up for suggestions too, if you have ideas for this. You know, you could bring these little hearts in really any time of the year. It doesn't just have to be for Valentine's Day. But you could also bring in some sweet seasonal decor for other holidays, or just for fun. These don't have to be so full that they're exploding. I just want them to be soft and squishy. Okay. So I just stuck all the fluff in through this little side opening. All right, so now the job is just to push that fluff in and get it glued down. My glue gun is not wanting to do anything. I'm gonna have to break down here soon and buy a new one. Oh Lord. Is it not hot? Okay, let me try plugging it in, and I'll be right back. Instead of using the extension cord, sometimes it just wants to be plugged directly into the wall. Okay, so let's work on a different one. So this was part of that pillow sham, and I'll show you how I did that because that was absolutely the easiest thing. It had the front and it had the back all together. So all I did for that one was, anytime you fold something in half, you're gonna get a pretty, you know, even thing. I'm just trying to decide how big do I want it to be. Okay. Let's go right here. So I've just folded it. It might end up being long and skinny. And here you go. And there's the lining, the back of it. So that could not be easier. And I have, so this is like a little, it's hard to see. It's a very, very light pink color. And I just happen to have this darling. I think this came from Hobby Lobby, light pink plaid ribbon. That is darling. And I was fiddling around and I cut out a piece that we can glue on the front or the back of it. Just need to take this inner facing off, just so it has like a cute little heart on the front of it. Okay, let me see if my glue gun is any warmer. Yes. We'll try the extension cord again. I don't know what the deal is. Okay. So did you guys see the pictures that I posted yesterday of a whole bunch more ideas of things that you can do with vintage chenille. There was a little Scotty dog that was so cute, and pumpkins, and the carrots. Yeah, those were so cute. And I've had a ton of questions about where to find chenille, either new or vintage. And let me just tell you what I know. It's hard to find. I don't know why. It's such a great fabric, but it is hard to find. And I looked all over yesterday for some vintage chenille, and this was the closest stuff that I found. It's not even chenille. But you can order it online, and I'm going to put a link in this comment to this company that has an online store, and they have all kinds of different pieces of vintage chenille. They have it cut into little quilt blocks for people who want to make chenille quilts. They have some vintage bathrobes that are absolutely dreamy and completely out of my budget. I mean, some of them were like $300, but it was just fun to look at them. And then they have pieces of chenille that you can buy in all different colors with different designs and stuff for crafting. So here's a little heart, and it's just soft and squishy. Okay, let's glue this one together. And then we'll do one for a man, and then I'll quit yakking and hop off of here. If you're just joining us, I was talking about this idea of making some little stuffed hearts in any kind of fabric that you might have access to. And I'm just trying to figure out where this goes. And delivering that to one of the assisted livings or nursing homes or memory care places that are in your town or where you live. Just for residents that are, at a lot of places, they're not even allowed to go out of their room at this point with COVID. A lot of places, you know, and that makes it worse. They're not able to see their family in person, but then a lot of them are just stuck in their rooms. So I was just thinking, after I had this nice conversation with Deb Renstrom, and she was telling me this whole story about it, that it would be just nice if some of us that love to craft could make some stuffed hearts in whatever kind of fabric you have accessible to you. You don't need to sew. You could just use a glue gun and take, you know, 5 or 10 or 2, whatever you can do, to your local nursing home for the staff to give to the residents. Just as a little happy Valentine's Day, and there's somebody out there, you know, that wanted to send you a little happy. So anyways, that's what we were talking about. And that's what I'm going to do with these things that I'm making right now. Okay, when you cut it the way I did, you're usually going to end up with having not cut the front and the back exactly the same. And that's really okay, because it just takes about 2 seconds to trim it up so it all matches. And I didn't use a pattern for any of these hearts. I just eyeballed it. I'm not using a sewing machine. We're just using a hot glue gun, a low temperature hot glue gun, and whatever kind of stuffing or fluff you might have on hand. And I don't know if it would be soft and nice for an older person if it was stuffed with plastic bags, but I know a lot of people do use those as stuffing for some of their craft projects. I'm not sure that this would be the best project for that. But anyways, so that's what we were talking about, and I was just saying, oh my gosh, wouldn't that just be awesome if more than just me and this gal Deb that I was talking to, we're gonna do something like that. Okay, so here's our little stuffed heart, and I left a little side part open. And some stuffing. I'm gonna have to go get some more stuffing. So one of you guys said to me, and this is such a good tip, if you're going to give it to people at a assisted living, maybe, especially if they're in memory care, any kind of memory care, don't put buttons on them, because those obviously could be a choking hazard for older people, which I had not thought about that. I wanted to use some of my beautiful vintage buttons, but that's okay. I would feel terrible if, you know, something happened because I put a button on one. So, and also I was talking about how I washed all of this fabric that I picked up, and all in all, it was about $5, $6 worth of stuff that I bought. I washed it all with a detergent that doesn't have a ton of chemicals in it. So nothing smells or has any dangerous germs or anything that would be unhealthy for an older person. Okay, we're gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna hop off. And I would love for you guys to tell me in the comments, well, tell me two things. Tell me if you have a relative or a loved one, doesn't have to be a blood relative, a loved one that's in any kind of a nursing home or assisted living or memory care or anything like that. And then tell me also if you think that you could be up for making something like this. Okay, so how I attached the hanger was, this is just a short piece of ribbon, so I can't think of anything that would be dangerous about it. I just put it at the peak of the top of the heart, wrap it around. I'll get all the glue strings later. They're everywhere. Oh my word. Okay. And then you can decorate them with any kind of fabric from anything else that you have. And I had cut this out from a piece of the fabric that I used to make this one and this one. Look how cute those are. This one I'll have to keep because I have a button on it. Or I'll figure out how to pull that off and put a piece of fabric over the top of it. Anyways. I think I'll cut this skinny and long like the shape of the actual heart we're doing it on. Glue that on there. It's got this lining on it that I need to get off. Boy, it would be cute if I could do buttons. I'll have to think of something else. Your sister is 55 and she has dementia. I will read all of your comment as soon as I get off. It slipped by too quick. I'm not great at doing crafts and using my hands at the same time. Okay, let's make one for a man now. And for this, I mean, you can use any kind of fabric that you think would appeal to somebody. Like if you have some old flannel shirts, that would be awesome. Or some old jeans, or if you just happen to buy these awesome napkins at your local thrift store like I did. little bit bigger. And I'm not using a pattern or anything, I'm just eyeballing it. I think as a little girl, I cut out so many hearts for different craft projects and for different holidays that I am still able to cut out a pretty decent heart. And then let's cheat here. We'll just use this as a pattern, basically, and keep it folded in half. We'll see if I can do that. No, that's not gonna work. Okay. Now I will get rid of all the little pieces of lint and glue and everything that's sticking to these. So do you guys have some ideas for what you could do for men? They're lonely too. And this isn't going to resolve their issues, but if it gives them, you know, a little bit of joy, then it's worth it. And I'm not really worrying too much about cutting it out exactly the same shape and size as the other one, because once I'm done, I can adjust it just by trimming around the edge. I'm gonna have to iron, or not iron, I'm gonna have to vacuum this craft room when I'm done. And myself, look how much stuff I have on me. So I am working on the bunnies, and I want to give you a little sneak peek. And then of course I'm working on all kinds of other things too. Okay, here we go. So we could use some of that blue and white ticking that I purchased that I'll show you on the rabbit in just a minute. But I'm just going to use this denim that I have here handy. And I'm being generous with the glue so it doesn't pop open. You know, it would be really sweet, this thought just occurred to me, is, you know, check with the program director if you're going to do this, but you could print out some Bible verses and just put them with each one of these, like John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever shall believe will not perish but have eternal life. There's so many verses in the Bible about love. So if that is something that you would feel comfortable doing and that would be okay with the place that you were gonna be delivering these, that would be really a nice gesture eternal wise, you know, not just for the here and now, but okay, my glue gun is not hot again. So we're just gonna stuff this way. All right, and look, see, I did not do a good job cutting it out, but that's okay. And all these glue strings are gonna come off. that's not going to be a problem. Just see where I was completely off. If you have painter's drop cloth that's been washed and is soft, you could use that too. That would be pretty. And add a little lace on it. Just thinking about all the different things that you could do. Okay, so here's our heart. Whoops. All right, where's my open side? So I will get pictures of all of this when I get off, and this is basically the idea, and then I'll figure out something to put on there that would appeal to an older gentleman. And anyways, these were the ones that we made. We made this one. And this one that I need to get some ribbon to make a hanger. And here's another one with that same baby blanket. Oh my gosh, this is so soft. And then this one, look how cute the back of that is. And I made these two, but I put buttons on them. So I'll either have to take them off or just keep them for myself. Or give them to one of you guys. Anyways. I hope that this has given you some ideas. You can make these hearts for dough bowl fillers for your house, for your grandkids, for your kids, as a little gift for a neighbor. I love the idea of putting a Bible verse with it. So you could totally do that. That would be awesome. And in fact, when I get off, I'll look up some good Bible verses that involve love, and I'll put those in the comments. So you could do that for all those fun things, but you could also do this same idea as just a little gesture to give to somebody who might be, you know, pretty lonely and alone in a nursing home or assisted living or memory care or something. So I hope you like these ideas. Feel free to sprinkle. Let me know if you have any questions. Look for the pictures later, probably this evening. And I might possibly be back one more time today because I'm pretty sure my wood burning pin, it's called a pyro pin, is here from Magnolia. So I'll be excited to play with that. I don't know. We'll see how much I can get done because I also need to clean the house. And go to the grocery store. Anyways, thanks for joining me. I so appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you later.